All right, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom, America, and to uplift and let the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible, the Most High Yahawah, who's the Father's true name, and Yahweh Shai, who's the Son's true name. All right? All right? First, I'd like to say, Kal Halayim, La Yahawah, La Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ha, Rekah, Wadash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim that come out here week in and week out and prophesy the downfall of the sinful kingdom and usher in the kingdom of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right, peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shai in sincerity and truth. All right? So now, the topic that we want to go into right now is showing the separation from the beginning of the separation from the darkness and the light. And brother right here, Zaria, right, brought up a good point since the beginning. As you said, you have Jacob and Esau, you have light and darkness, you have evil and good. And from the beginning, what did you have first? You had darkness, the void, or without form. And the Most High is still in the forming process. Right? And he's still separating the darkness from the light. That's why when we come out here, some people can't understand the witness, the testimony that we come out here and prove. All right? Showing and bearing that light so darkness can flee from it. But you have some people that take pride and pleasure in a lie that cannot receive the truth. All right? Give me that Psalms 120 and 2.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 120, verse 2. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips.
It said, deliver my soul from lying lips, because the scriptures say life and death are in the power of the tongue. But it said, deliver my soul, meaning my spirit, from the lying lips. Scripture says, give me any plague but the plague of the mind, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. All right, that's a true discernment of Yahawah Yahweh Shai. That was it.
And from a deceitful tongue.
All right, and a deceitful tongue. See, a lot of people try to say we out here teaching hate, right? But if somebody truly hates you, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you a lie. Hatred is showed in the form of a lie. And what you're going to really realize, we're not teaching anything. These are all the words of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And he hates wickedness. And you're going to find out in due time that you hate the Most High. Every representation of God and these idols that are placed there on earth, that are placed there by man, right, is a form of idol and self-worship. Because everybody wants the Most High to change his views and his values, because nobody wants to change themselves. So if you don't want to be subject to change, you're going to have to be destroyed. You're going to have to be purged some type of way. All right, somebody get Sirach 33.
Sirach chapter 33, verse 1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, Yahweh Yahweh Shai.
So those that fear the Lord are gonna it said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom. All right? Keep going.
But in temptation, even again he will deliver him.
All right, so he said there's no temptation that's been brought before man that he's not able to handle. All right, so the righteous men are going to be able to handle any sorts of types of temptation, right, that comes upon them. One of the biggest temptation is philosophy, right? Once you come to the spirit where, like, you know, this is bullshit, I need to find another way. All right, so a lot of perverse thoughts and philosophies get thrown your way, right? Yeah, another temptation, the idol temptation is the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. All right.
Yeah, the word temptation just means trial.
Correct, huh? The word temptation just means trial. So everybody has to go through a trial period. Yep. It's like you go to court, you go to trial, you're going to take it to trial. All right, so what are you going to do to prove your innocence while you're going to trial? To prove your innocence, you have to be out here teaching. You have to have the understanding. All right?
You got to have a testimony.
You have to have a testimony. Yep. So you have to testify on behalf of who? I'm innocent because of the blood of Yahweh Shai. That should be your testimony. Yep. And you have to have the spirit of prophecy.
Verse 2, it says, a wise man hateth not the law.
All right, so that's the only hate that we teach. All right, we hate wickedness. It says a wise man hate not the law. But what does the church? The churches really teach you hatred because they teach you that the law is done away with. All right?
But he that is an hypocrite therein is as a ship in a storm.
All right, so it's like a ship in a storm with no anchor, no foundation. So wherever that storm takes them, that's where that ship's going to go. It has no purpose, no direction. All right? That's how these people are, having itching ears, running to and fro with us. Bring it out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 33, Shalaki, chapter 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree.
And that's just how they are. That's how their spirit is. All right? Just like if you put a rolling wheel down a hill, it's going to continue to roll. In whatever direction that turns and direction that the land takes it, that hill takes it. All right, so it really has no course. The course is whatever stops it, whatever comes in its path to stop it and destroy it. And that's how you have a lot of these people. 2/3 of our people are like that, and these other nations are like that. They have no form of guidance. All right, they have no form of instruction. All right.
And real quick, Bakashah, just to add on to that, you know what I'm saying? They say that the heart of the foolish, their heart is like a cartwheel. You know, that means it's flip-flop. It's always changing. Because think about if I was to do a cartwheel right now, I'll be flipping myself around.
Yeah.
That's basically a double-minded man, And a double-minded man is unstable in all their ways.
Good point. What?
Great point. Yeah, real rap. Real rap.
Sirach 33:3. It says, a man of understanding trusteth in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle.
All right, so that's why we abide by the laws to the best of our ability. One law which we don't break is teaching. That's one law that we make sure that we uphold. All right, and the faith of Yahawah Yahweh.
Verse 4. It says, prepare what to say, and so thou shalt be heard.
So how do you prepare what to say? It said, blessed is he that readeth, right? And those that understand and hear the words of these prophecies, right? Because you got it all over the internet. Brothers coming in week and week out, doing the teaching, all right? They prepare what they say during the week by studying, right? But it's supposed to say, blessed is he that readeth, and those that can hear the words of these prophecies. Because guess what? Romans 11:7 speaks about those that were able to hear being the elect, and those are not able to hear, those are the ones that are being blinded. So that's the separation from the light and the darkness, right, with the children of Israel. All right? Good against evil.
And bind up instruction, and then make answer. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel.
Just like the brother just brought out, man. All right? First you're right side up, and then you turn upside down. And you keep going around on that course, being double-minded. One day you believe this, and the next day you believe that. All right, that's an imbalance. That's iniquity. All right, because you're going to spread forth all these types of philosophies. All right, and most of these philosophies are brought forth by the so-called white man, which is the devil. All right, that's
and his thoughts are like a rolling axle tree. A stallion horse is as a mocking friend. He nailed under everyone that sitteth upon him. Why though one day?
All right, so like if you have a sin, he nailed at everyone that tries to get upon him, right? So that's what these people would do with their minds.
Why though one day excel another? When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun. By the knowledge of the Lord, Yahawah, they were distinguished. And he altered seasons and feasts.
The order of the universe was extinguished by the knowledge of the Most High. So we're going to be able to understand these things that happen in the universe. All right?
Verse 9. Some of them hath he made high days and hollowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days.
All right, so just the order of the universe, you have the sun, which produces its light, and you have the moon, which produces a separate light. It shows separation. All right, because remember, in the beginning, the earth was void without form. That formation is still going on right now. Now he's separating the dark from the light with the people. All right, starting with the children of Israel, which are the children of the light. So he has to separate 1/3 of Israel from the 2/3, and leave the 2/3 to be destroyed with these other nations, and rise up to 1/3 to bring back the 2/3.
Verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth.
So everybody comes from the ground, everybody comes from Adam, but not all people are the same.
Right.
It shows the Most High showing that everybody wants to say, oh, we bleed the same blood. When you say we are the children of light? Yes. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. All right, so we're not of darkness. So a thick darkness was created, and those lies and deceptions that were created by making us believe, trying to make us believe that our Messiah was a so-called white man. All right, that's a form of darkness.
Why you keep jabbing him? Why you keep jabbing him when he walk away, man?
Randy, man, I thought the kid was coming back. I thought he was going to come over here and ask some questions. So that shows that separation. We are not all the same. Not even the ones among Israel. What does Paul say? There are some that are of Israel that are not of Israel. All right. So you have the elect, and then you have the 2/3. All right.
Verse 11. Sirach 33 and 11. In much knowledge, the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse.
All right. So he divided us. How did he divide Adam from the rest of the people? All right. Except through actions, through his knowledge. He gave Adam the breath of life. All right. Just like he's doing to the elect of the children of Israel. He's showing that separation. We are not all the same. Some are going to get it, some are not. So the ones that can't get it, it seems like we're teaching hatred. But we're teaching the gospel, which the gospel means the good tidings, the good news. All right, that's what we're teaching. All right, so those that are opposite of the righteous, those that are of the wicked, those that are on that side of the fence, will not be able to perceive true judgment. They will not be able to perceive righteousness. All right?
Right. They call evil good and good evil. Stay focused, man. Stay focused.
Verse 12. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them hath he sanctified.
All right, a vessel to honor and a vessel to dishonor. He did that with Jacob and Esau, and he's doing it again with 2/3 and 1/3. All right? Some of them has he blessed with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and some of them has he cursed to not be able to understand and know the way. Keep going.
And set near himself.
All right, so it's the scripture say a man's going are of the Lord, right? Who can know his own way? But you can know your path if you have a path of righteousness, if you have the true understanding. That's how you know the way.
But some of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion as his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him.
All right, so just like I just said before, made a vessel to honor and a vessel to dishonor. So he's the potter, and we are the clay, so he can mold us to wherever he sees fit. That's just it. So if you can't get it, it's not up for you to get it. All right, but if you don't want to be found in the seat of the scornful, trying to scoff at individuals because you don't get it. All right.
Go on. It says, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best.
So however he wants, that's how he renders to how he makes them.
Verse 14. Good is set against evil.
And this is a major point, that separation on earth. All right? Just like in the beginning when he found the earth void without form. All right? And it was full of darkness. And then when he created what? First thing he created was light. All right? And he separated the light from the darkness. That's what he's doing right now. With the separation from the 1/3 and the 2/3 of the children of Israel. And separating us from the world from a spiritual sense. All right?
Good is set against evil and life against death.
Life against death. All right?
So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So if you come up against the truth, man, you were set up to do that way, man. All right?
Right, they become part of that Antichrist.
You become a part of that Antichrist, meaning anti-anointed.
Yep.
You have the anointed and you have the anti-anointed.
Yep, they the adversary to the truth.
Adversaries, meaning be set against.
Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 20. And so it's good against evil. All right? But so pay attention. All right. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Whoa, that's a major point right there. So if it's good is set against evil, you have to be in a sound state of mind to really understand and know what side you're on. So woe unto them that say good is evil and evil is good, because they say that we're out here teaching hate. They say that we're out here being wicked. They say that we're out here being a terrorist group, but that's not so. Because if you're wicked and you don't know what your perception of good is, according to what standards? The standard of men? Because the standard of men will tell you to accept homosexuality. And now you got to accept pedophilia because now they say that's a sexual preference. All right? So now you're being the children of darkness. What are you going to promote? Darkness says the eye is the light of the body. All right?
It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness.
All right, so people want to say, well, I believe this, I believe that. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to put darkness on light. You're trying to put a lampshade over a lamp. You're trying to hide it under a bushel. But guess what? When you try to put that lamp up under a bushel, it's going to burn it up and still shine. And that light's going to shine even brighter when it burns everything up in the room.
All right.
It says that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Our people love bitter state. They love to dwell in bitter state. It's a form of Stockholm syndrome, man.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
That's a beautiful scripture. I meant to bring that. I meant to write that one down, but I didn't. But that's what Paul was telling the people. All right, have I become? Because when Paul was out here persecuting the Jews, you know, going strictly according to the law and persecuting those that were going by faith, right? Then he turned to the good side because at that time when Paul was persecuting the Jews, he thought what he was doing was righteous. So he was in a state that he thought what was evil was good. But the Most High, Yahawah sent down to show Paul the right way. And Paul switched over and came good and was stand against evil. But now the people were calling Paul evil because he was teaching righteousness, just like how they do us today. All right, when we were in the world, we were glorified being in the world, whether we played basketball, we were a rapper, we were a singer, whatever we did that was good, the world glorified us. But when we came into this truth, right, the world turned their back on us. But the scripture says, if you were of the world would love its own. So so as soon as you cross over from the side of the darkness into the light, that's when the darkness tries to do what? Shadow.
Wrestle with you too.
All right, this is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 14.
No, actually, we'll go all the way. No, I got it.
All right, 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness?
So basically, with that being said, you want to be in the same seat with an unbeliever. All right, you want to be in this have conversation with an unbeliever. All right, because why? An unbeliever is going to be in this, going to talk about the things that's of this world. All right, rather than the one that do believe, you're talking about heavenly things, man.
We're talking about the destruction of this world. So the believers are talking about destruction, ushering in the destruction. Like if you're a cube of ice, why do you want to sit amongst the fire? That doesn't make any sense. You cannot sit. You cannot face and stand before anything that's opposite, or be with anything that's opposite of you, contrary to you. All right.
And what communion have light with darkness?
What communion does have light with darkness? Because when the light shines, the darkness flees. All right?
Con it real quick for Shah. And we just read it in the book of Sirach, chapter 30. What it was, 33?
Yeah.
You know, Yahawah set up good against evil, light against dark. You know, the godly against the sinner. That's according to his order. That's how he set it up to be. He didn't set it up for us to be, you know, equally yoked together with unbelievers. Because we don't have no communion together, man. So how can two walk together unless they be agreed, man?
Hey.
In addition,
how you good? That shows the Most High's power, that we even know that there is a good and evil. That shows the existence of the Most High too.
Shows perfect balance.
Because the good has already been set in place by the law existing on this earth. If the law wasn't on this earth in history, we would have never known what good is to compare it to.
And if we didn't go through this experiences we're going through right now, by Esau being set up as a wicked, we wouldn't understand what wickedness really is. According what is that standard? What is the standard of wickedness set according to the law? Now, anything outside this law is wickedness.
Yep.
That's what the law, it was our schoolmaster to teach us.
Yep.
Right? But we're so engulfed in sin that we needed a mediator, we needed a deliverer to deliver us out of this wickedness. All right? Because of these chains of darkness. Wow, chains of darkness. But there's light inside these chains of darkness, which is the Holy Spirit, man.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, oh, I got one for you too.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 3.
Yeah, like 3 verses.
Come. Oh, 3 verses down? Come. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 3. It says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision.
So this was he that was sometimes in derision, sometimes in darkness, right? But he was pulled out of that darkness. All right?
And a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
All right, and to be without honor is to be wicked. All right?
Right.
So they kind of our end to be without honor. But that's not the Most High's plan. That's not Yahawah's plan. Because they're on the same accord. 2 different entities on the same accord.
Right, and that word reproach means blame. So they are accusing us.
Yeah.
They're in the spirit of the accuser, Satan.
It's Satan, is our adversary.
Yeah.
The spirit of the accuser.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Yep, keep on.
Verse 5. It says, how is he numbered among the children of Yahawah, and his lot is among the saints?
Right. The point is in the next verse, I think.
Verse 6. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth and the light of righteousness.
And the light of righteousness, erred from the way of truth and the light of righteousness, man.
God hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
That's so beautiful, man, because they weren't covered by Yahawah, man.
Yep.
So they stayed in that darkness. That light didn't shine upon them. That's so beautiful, man. You can read that again.
They're on one side of the earth when it's nighttime. The sun shining on the other side of the earth.
Bro, did you just do that? Read that one more time.
The same way it was from the
Verse
beginning.
6, it says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth.
Erred from the way of truth, man.
And the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
And rose not upon us. That's showing that separation, man. So they stayed in darkness and derision. So from them being in that state of derision, we're in that state of derision, falling behind wickedness. But we're separated from the light and formed into the body of Yahawah. That's that transformation. Right?
Verse 7, it says, we wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction.
Let's grope around in the darkness, man. All right? To the point of their destruction.
Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord Yahawah, we have not known it.
They have not known it. That's being in darkness. That's Romans 11 and 7, 11 and 8. Let the table be made a snare. All right? Sorry, yeah, you bring that up.
This is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yeah, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood.
So the proud look, Esau, lying tongue, Esau, and the hand that shed innocent blood. These are all the workers of iniquity. All right, first, now, the key point is the lying lips. Right, these are the ultimate liars, and a lot of our people try to follow behind and thinking like lying for a good reason is good, or like using Christmas, teaching about Santa Claus and things like that, and then later on you're teaching your kids how to lie. You're teaching your children a form of darkness. That's just it.
Kind of like, may I speak on the situation that occurred recently, like with my nieces and nephews. All right, they was calling on Jesus. I said, don't call on Jesus. If you call on Jesus, you will perish. Their mother, don't teach my kids this and that. So you rather for your kids to learn a lie and to be destroyed, where the blood is on your heads.
That's right.
Because while you keeping your kids from the truth.
What does it say? Misery loves company. I got you. It says misery loves company, man. So while they're in the midst of darkness, they don't want anybody else to go into the light. But and the funny part about it, the darkness that they're in, they feel like that's the light. That's the delusion that they have. This is Sirach chapter 20, verse 24.